Hello Zeke Slayers. Dear viewer of mine requested builds for Exterminator, so in today's video I will show you my setups, with which I've beaten the game solo on Extreme and Extinction many times, for Claymore and Molotov Exterminator. Let's start with the Claymore build. The Claymore Exterminator build is extremely good at manipulating waves or controlling spawns, pick whichever term you prefer, and also has insane damage output. I believe that only Gunslinger has more DPS, and only Hellraiser has somewhat the same amount of damage output. After the perks I will give you few visual example of what I mean by controlling the zombies, and also I will show you two Claymore setups that aren't that obvious. Unfortunately there aren't many of those, so I will show you only two and I will let you have the fun of figuring the other few. On the first column we take Minefield. This perk will increase our maximum supply of claymores by 1. It has a downside which is completely irrelevant in most situations because the power of manipulating spawns and waves comes from another perk that leaves fire on the ground after our claymore explodes. On the second column we take All Elbows. This perk has saved me many times. Rooted is completely useless after Saber changed how the game works. Stop, Drop and Roll has really bad design, it rewards you for mistakes, and if you are playing solo it is useless as well. Here I want to point out that Rage Mode is a good perk if you have trouble with special zombies, like the lurkers or bulls. I never use it though because I find dodging bulls really fun. If you have watched some of my other videos you will see that I dodge them everywhere. There are very few spots throughout the game where it isn't possible. Later today I will upload YouTube short where I dodge a bull in complete darkness. I guarantee you that you can do it too. The only thing required from you is to start dodging bulls, and after some practice it will be like a muscle memory to you. On the third column your best option is Big Bang, because MSRL is really strong heavy weapon. I like the RPG more, for fun reasons, but I have a suspicion that the improved RPG is bugged. On the fourth column we take S890. The Tier 2 shotgun is your bread and butter, you don't swap it for anything. Some dude in the comments of my Hellraiser's builds video said that MBS and ACW are better, and this is partially true. For example, they have a lot better wave clear and damage, but his little fire thumper brain can't factor in other variables that are especially true if you play with other people. The Tier 2 shotgun has more than enough damage to handle any swarm event, it has insane range, it has really efficient ammo count and fire rate. The Tier 2 shotgun is simply best in slot. On the fifth column we take Fire Trap. This is the perk that makes Claymore Exterminator exceptional at wave control/manipulation. On the sixth column I take Job Satisfaction. It is a good defensive boost, it has a decently low cooldown and also doesn't add additional pressure to my teammates like Cloak and Dagger does. I use this perk all the time when I was doing duo speed runs of WWZ. When I play solo sometimes I take Cloak and Dagger instead, but that's mainly to somewhat protect myself from silent lurker spawns during specific maps like Tokyo 1. On the seventh column we take Third Hand. Exterminator is what I call hybrid class because it offers the firearm damage like Gunslinger but also the explosion damage from Hellraiser. This perk combined with the power of the Tier 2 shotgun, your firearm damage output goes throughout the roof. You can proc it few times in a row, and here comes the trick. If you get strong secondary weapon like the revolver or the heavy pistol, you can alternate between secondary and primary weapons when needed to proc it continuously. On the 8th column we take Pocket Factory. This perk relieves so much pressure from your personal equipment supply or the equipment supply of your squad. The keyword in the perks tooltip is maximum. You won't get one claymore per 150 seconds, you will refill your entire supply over this duration. And if you have the equipment improving bag, which will increase your maximum supply, you will get one claymore every 30 seconds. On the 9th column we take Heavy Stride. The second explosion of the claymore is somewhat irrelevant, but it will refresh fire duration, and this is really good. Sometimes the perk doesn't work properly. I don't know why. It is probably just another bug. Now the visual examples. This is extreme difficulty with 4-man spawns. The only mutator I ran was Iron Man because I didn't want to kill the bots every checkpoint. It is tedious. This is a zombie spawn point.
I'm dropping a claymore.
This is another zombie spawn point which you can completely block by simply staying next to the fence when the fight starts, but it is not a good spot for defending, so the claymore will do the trick if necessary. Also, this claymore covers a lurker spawn point.
Dropping a claymore.
I am lazy and I place the claymore here, but it is better if it is placed upstairs as shown. Every swarm event has fixed amount of maximum spawn points, but the game won't spawn zombies from all of the points. For example, this swarm event has 4 zombie spawn points, but the game will spawn zombies only from 2 or 3 of those points. To be completely honest, there is 5th spawn point, but it requires specific circumstances. Those of you who have watched my first episode from the Gas Fixer series know why I don't touch the stars.
Come on, cabrones! Let's do this.
The game didn't even have time to spawn the side wave special zombies.
Creeper's gone. Good work.
This is a clip from Public Extreme Lobby. I placed the claymores here because in few minutes we will be defending the helicopter up there, and this claymores will take care of the first wave that comes from the back. Many people have trouble with this wave. In few minutes we will be defending on the other side, so we can place few claymores up here. They won't make a significant change, but it is a nice spawn point cover. Another interesting thing is that every auto turret you place for the first swarm event at some point will disappear, which means they will have 0 effect on the second swarm event. Now let's talk a little bit about Molotov Exterminator. Molotov Exterminator is simpler than Claymore Exterminator. It is a very on-the-fly play style. It is really good at dealing with juggernauts. Shoot him in the knee and then set him on fire. Before they nerfed the Molotovs count, I played it all the time. I enjoy it more than the Claymore playstyle. Some of the perks stay the same. On the first column we take Pyromaniac. This will help kill juggernauts even faster. On the second, third, and fourth column the perks stay the same with the same reasoning behind the choices. On the fifth column we take Combat Engineer. This perk is really nice RNG-based buff. I like to try my luck. Instead you can take Burnout, but like I said, Molotovs are mainly for juggernauts. Again, Job Satisfaction and Third Hand. On the eighth column we take Pickpocket. Pocket Factory just takes too much time per Molotov replenished. On the 9th column we can take know-how or hot sauce. The choice here is nearly meaningless. Don't stress about it. There is a third Exterminator build that I call the Fire Berserker that revolves around the Fire Axe and the Fire Damage Immunity perk, but it is extremely situational build that doesn't work on most maps. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Take care.